How do you get more engagement on Twitter? It's the question that we hear all the time. Our customers ask it. We build a great big following, massive audience, but how do you get more engagement? Over the last week, we've found a way to get 55% more engagement on our social channels. That's across thousands and thousands of posts, and it all comes down to rich media. This is day 7 of our 7 days of SocedoLive. Live video has been a huge part of this. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to have Adam, our head of marketing here, show you 7 examples of posts where we used rich media to increase that engagement so that you can increase your engagement on Twitter by 55% as well. And the whole point here is this doesn't have to be massive, crazy stuff, right? It's not about going and hiring a bunch of video people or designers. It's about just getting creative in your usage of rich media. So let's jump into the examples because that's where this stuff is really going to hit home. All right, Adam, take it away.
See it? All right. So obviously we're going to start with live video because that's the new big shiny thing that we've been doing, and that's what's gotten us amazing views, amazing reach, and everything. This is our top performing live video that we've had over the past week. This was day 5 for us of SocedoLive. Now this one worked really well because we actually changed the title around. We put some hashtags up front, really popular hashtags, SMB, B2B, and engagement. And we retweeted this one a lot, so we actually got a lot of people on this. But again, it was super easy to put together. We didn't spend a ton of time prepping for this. We just kind of sat down, talked through some of the things we've been doing, and how we were increasing engagement rates across social. Worked really well. We got 211 viewers on this, several retweets from this post alone on the replay, and a few likes as well.
Awesome. So while he goes to number 2, remember, use hashtags. I think people miss that a lot, but it just gives you a lot more visibility. And live video, super easy to create. We're doing it right now.
Right. Now the other ones I'm going to walk through are even less work than live video, so that's the exciting part, right? So it doesn't have to all be live video. It doesn't have to be the shiny stuff. This is one thing that we tried just this week, actually, or the past week. We took an existing blog post, even an existing tweet that had already been performing decently well for us. I took the same image that we already had and I turned it into a GIF. Now, why does this work? Because again, movement in the newsfeed is what causes people to stop and look at things that stands out from the crowd. This is not complicated at all. This literally took me 10 seconds to create. But again, this is getting one of our highest posts in the last week on Damien's handle and across all of our handles.
Adam, what program did you use to create that GIF?
Yeah, I actually just did Canva. So
okay.
To do Canva, you can create your series of images, upload it to Giphy, which is again free. Uploads instantly into a GIF file, you save it, you're done.
Awesome. Yeah. Love it. Number 3.
Cool. All right, now this one is an article that actually mentioned us in it as kind of one of the tips to grow traffic, but it was really about content marketing. It wasn't actually really about Socedo at all. We just happened to kind of be in it, but we wanted to share this in a way that would really get people's attention. So what I did here is obviously hashtags all around, right? Tagging the people, the brand where the blog actually was, as well as the author for the blog as too. They all shared it. And this image here really stands out in the newsfeed. What we see most often these days are title on a picture, right? A photo of a person or a landscape or something, and that's fine. But when you get something that's data-oriented, that looks like, oh, we have the real metrics here, this really stands out. This post alone got 3 retweets, 1 like, and several clicks on it. But across all of our handles, this was one of our top engaging posts.
Yeah, people love graphs and charts and data. So do as much of that as possible, especially in B2B.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
All right, so this one, no surprises here. So basically, this is a post that we put together that was just basically our data that we had used, compiled into one segment, and said, hey, if you're going after DevOps people, what kind of hashtags should you use? What kind of handles should you use? One of the easiest tweets to create, because we took those hashtags and those handles and just dumped them into the tweet. So this is a part of several tweets, actually, where we just I honed in on the influencers for this one. So I tagged every influencer that I had mentioned, put them in the image here, so it's really clear what we're talking about. Of course, use the DevOps hashtag. So this one in particular was kind of the top post for this entire series of blog posts. Again, because of these influencers, Craig retweeted us, Mike retweeted us. But this entire series itself worked really well because we were using the top hashtags to talk about the top hashtags.
Yeah, and that's such a simple strategy, right? If you tag influencers, they'll likely retweet you and you'll get access to their audience.
Yeah. Cool. Same deal here. Now, we've seen this kind of a lot more on social media now, is putting quotes right directly in the images. People seem to be responding to that. It's a lot easier to see when you're scrolling, especially on mobile. It stands out more. So this is one we did kind of a roundup blog post of 7 different marketing leaders and kind of why they liked social media, why it was core for their business. And so we created a series of tweets with a quote from each of them, and their actual image there, so it's very personal, right? It looks like, oh, it's coming from a direct person. Obviously tagging them, tagging the brand. Simply Measured retweeted us several times when we posted this. Not a complex quote, but people really liked it, and it spoke obviously to other social media managers. Yeah.
That's awesome. Super simple one, right? Quote an influencer, quote a blog, quote a person, put their face in there, and you're going to get a ton more engagement.
All right, now this one's kind of been just out of the park in terms of engagement rates. So not a very difficult one at all. We did a recap that was very timely, right? It's coming to the end of 2017, so we did an end of 2017 recap of best B2B social campaigns, tagged B2B marketing in it, super relevant to the audience. And this post itself, 3 retweets, 2 likes on this one, several clicks. And across all of these posts on our handles, this has been in our top 10 now for a few weeks, actually, in terms of engagement rates.
That's awesome. Awesome. And it's just examples, right? I mean, it's just kind of throwing up there an end of the year recap. It's a great time to do it, or the beginning of next year. All right, last one.
All right, then finally, we're back to video again, kind of at the end to bookend this.
There you go.
But this one's actually much easier, even than live video is super easy. This one is literally just a screen share of me going through my day-to-day job. So I was using one piece of our tool in Socedo, keyword suggestions, to look up, hey, what are some relevant hashtags to this one other hashtag that I was using in my Socedo campaigns? So I just let this screen share run for a while. I have several kind of like mistakes in here as I'm going through, but people really love it. And again, I'm actually tagging the hashtags that I found along the way: accelerator, startup, entrepreneurship. So it got that entire audience, and then it's about that specific startup founders, entrepreneur audience on social, and people can follow me along doing my job.
Awesome. Awesome. To increase your engagement or even your audience, think about rich media. We get the question all the time. How do I improve engagement now that I've got an audience? It's rich media. We've seen it over the last week. We've increased our engagement by 55%. That's measured as engagement per post. And it doesn't have to be super complex. Adam, real quick, on that last one, what was the tool that you used to do the screen grabs?
Yeah, so I was using QuickTime on the MacBook. Super easy.
Nice.
I also really like Icegram. It's a free tool for Windows too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good stuff. Well, good luck with it all. That's how you improve engagement. Use rich media. Do it super simple. Try different things. Don't take a ton of time, but it works. So give it a try. Thanks, guys.